cause the remaining artillery to hit harder. Fire organization. Rather to fight longer. Little optimizations. Well, this will be done any day now. Get it, a railroad, and then we're based in the People's Republic of China. If they can survive long enough. There's no enemy aircraft there, so our fighters will do them some good. These guys should change this. Rocket artillery will go in the stockpile and very quickly get redistributed to one of my other divisions. The anti-air these guys have, so go to manpower, so good other divisions and other divisions that have the anti-air guns. Running out of rifles among many other things. That naval invasion's failing, for sure. So much for counterattack there. Oop. Shoot. 1 day's production wasted. Oh, great. Wait, Greece? Greece joins now? Okay. Well, they're gonna get finished off here. By the Central Powers, most likely. Unless the Central Powers didn't defend the Greek Isles, which is possible. Looks like they didn't defend it. Hmm. Interestingly, once they get this, they can get these two later, even if they no longer have an independent Norway. First they have to come back from being conquered. So, Republic of Finland rejects Soviet demands. Except it's Karelia that has, well, they might attack Karelia. Would open up a land border here with Finland through Karelia. Shoot, did one of the divisions here get annihilated? Or two here. Oh, there's only one and my count went down. Makes no sense. They have places to retreat to. Maybe they suffered so much damage. Eventually, Grand Battle Fleet. Yeah, I do have a navy. Way out here. This might be a mistake. I'm gonna swap them to patrol. That region. Let's way hunt your ships. Maybe they'll find something. These guys keep getting attacked. And they do seem to be losing an awful lot more strength, I think. They actually need the camouflage expert. Point. The extra combat also helps them all up. Reinforcements here. Troops here so they don't attack. These guys will draw there too. I'm surprised the Zoris have held out this long. Now they'll be lost. Communist pressure from the Soviet Union is actually going to help Karelia. increase their stability, growing party popularity. Right, that's the new spirit, or expires 1944. Yep, brand new. Historically, that was a region that Marxist agitators and guerrillas fell back across into Karelia from the Finnish side of Karelia to flee the Tsarist police, secret police. You know, they were death squads, essentially. Yeah, 'cause the Tsars were not good guys. Anyone who goes around claiming they were, yeah. Yes. There's this movement of mostly internet trolls with people trying to say, oh, Tsarist Russia was some sort of golden age. Nonsense. Absolute lies. But anyways, they were brutal authoritarians. I mean, they're really just dictators. Kings, but all that means is a fancy hat. A dictator with a fancy hat. And a system of hereditary dictatorship. At least when they're absolute monarchs like that. And, yeah. So, people like Lenin fled to Finland and then back into the area near Leningrad over and over and over, crisscrossed the borders. There was actually a communist revolution in Finland at the same time as the one in the Soviet Union. It failed, but it actually had widespread popular support. More people supported it than opposed it, but the people who opposed it had the military backing them and the rural areas, so they controlled most of the countryside and they had the military. So the cities is where the Marxists were popular. Which goes right always like, oh, those city folk. Those left-wing city folk. Well, it's true, they're left-wing city folk, but should one's opinion matter less just because one lives in a dense area where there's access to better education and people are more able to talk to each other, you know, because a lot of, not just education cities, undereducated people in cities tend to be more politically aware because there's more likely that they're forced through close proximity to rub elbows with other people. And, you know, then they end up discussing, like, bars and workplaces and stuff, political ideas sometimes. Although employers try like heck to stop workers from doing it because they're afraid that the workers might get ideas in their head about strikes and unions and socialism, because those things do not work for the rich bastards who run everything and steal about half the value workers produce in the United States. But in a lot of poorer countries, exploitation ratios are much, much, much worse, like as bad as 40 to 1. Like, for every $40 of value you produce, you get 1 in some countries. In the US, it's about, for every $2 of value you produce, you get 1. So, it's actually one of the lower exploitation ratios. Of course, it's getting worse because wages have been stagnant since the 70s. The rich were freaking out because by the height of the highest wage share for laborers, it was something like 70-something% of the value workers produced went to them. It was getting to the point where the billionaires are losing their grasp on society. Ordinary people were becoming too wealthy relative to them. So they hired people like Ronald Reagan to do anti-union speaking tours, union busting. They bought politicians. They formed think tanks. They took an extremely aggressive stance against organized labor and democracy. People have a long history of supporting fascism and right-wing movements, and this is part of what led to, you know, Trump today. They just kept pushing this. Once they succeed a little, they got a taste of victory. They wanted some more, and what was originally a desperate move became a slide into fascism. Something far more ambitious for the rich, utterly dominant society. How is the People's Republic doing? I mean, not great. They don't control that mountain area. But, or that. Yeah, they're so well losing. Figures. There's the number of soldiers I got here is actually slowly increasing. Unfortunately, they don't have equipment, because their equipment ratios keep going down, which means he is guaranteed. Of course, it's also the aircraft are storing equipment. So now we're going to be able to replace people's rifles. Running out of everything. Those are... Oh, they have rifles. Can't give them to me, can they? I'm sure there's no route to me anyways. It's not like they just hand off my divisions as silly as that is. Even though being expeditionaries actually still draw from my stockpile, so there's no way to get their rifles into my men's hands. Alright, good time to save. Check how Denmark is doing with their... Should have been able to far earlier. The repeater wasn't working. Okay, I only need to hold out 42 more days. It's going to still be really tough. So that they can finish that, it won't cancel. Their army is larger than mine, though, so it's possible that soon I should actually take control of their troops. I think they've got 19 divisions. I think theirs are larger divisions, though, which, yep, 13, which means that they still represent so less combat power. It's going to be pretty even. If I control them, I can make sure that they don't go to war with Denmark. Well, maybe it wouldn't be a terrible thing. I don't want Denmark grab stuff at peace conference. Probably not. They're refusing to accept Denmark's demands anyways. Alright, well, I need to take a bit of a break. Not too long, but... oh! Mount artillery. This will substantially help. Stuff like this. The second 12 width is 16.4. That's on 20.6. Bit of extra soft attack for the divisions that have line artillery and rangers. Either that or save for a very long time to get this. So don't be attacking. Cool. Alright, well, my viewers, I wish you all the best. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Sorry it's been so slow, or these videos, because it's definitely getting cut into pieces. Till next time, you take care of each other, kind to yourselves, and may you always find a guiding star, Lady Ellington. Then, adieu.